I like to walk everyone through holding their hands. All right, guys, so we're here with the CEO of AdClimber. Mark, thank you so much for coming on with us and holding our hands and walking us through your AdClimber software so that way we can lead gen in the best way possible with the lowest overhead ever, which is your product, AdClimber. So thanks again so much for your time, and then I'll just let you sort of lead from here. Mark, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. So thanks a lot. What we're going to start with today is going into adclimber.com and basically clicking on download AdClimber here. This is after you've gone through the sign up and payment phase of the software to get your license.
Okay.
So once that's completed, you can come back over here, download the software instantly, and you'll see it downloading in the bottom left corner. Also on Windows, so basically running it on Parallels on a Mac works absolutely fine, or Boot Camp, you can do either.
So with Parallels, that's the most known virtual machine where we can basically run a Windows computer on our Macs just by pulling up that Parallels app, correct?
Yes. What Parallels will do, it will turn your Mac into a PC temporarily.
Okay, cool.
And it will allow you to run PC applications outside of your Mac iOS at the same time. Awesome. So AdClimber used to be built for Mac, but because of all the stringent updates and security stuff with all the new versions,
right,
they've basically, like they've done to, let's say, iTunes, they've destroyed the whole thing. Right. So we had too hard of a time keeping up the updates on Mac versions, iOS. Mm-hmm. So we've pretty much made it specifically for PC now, and you can essentially download it anytime you want.
Yeah.
For PC. So now that we're done here,
okay,
we'll go ahead and run the installation. So let's go ahead. Now, sometimes you'll see a message. I have very high security alerts on my phone. Okay. Sometimes you'll see a message that will come up saying Windows protected this. You'll see a button up here that says more info. You will click that and then just click run anyway.
Okay, cool.
The reason that this message pops up is because we have less than like 100,000 downloads on Windows, and generally we're not, like that sought after as much as some other apps and things like that, like Microsoft Word.
Naturally, yeah.
So what I'm gonna do right now is do a repair of my installation, which I don't even need to do because it works fine.
Okay.
And in your case, you would just be clicking install for the first time fresh. Nice. So if you get any pop-ups that like close this or open this, just go ahead and feel free to click OK and bypass to the next message. So this should be done installing momentarily.
Yeah, and just for those of everyone that's watching, Mark, I really like your interface or your UI, because I've tested a lot of other softwares, and even this like clean black and white, you got your logo. This is so much nicer than your like other softwares I've tested where it's like.
Yeah, this is a great story about that. There might be some people that have used Clad.
Right.
Clad or
right.
CL Autobot Pro.
Right.
I've designed 3 of the 5 softwares that you see on Craigslist posting softwares that are out there. Right. And I came out with AdClimber as this like beautiful innovation of graphic orientation, because we're working with automotive dealers nationwide, and a lot of them aren't familiar with how and where to click a lot of times, and it's something new for them. So essentially what we did was we tried to make an interface that was like Sesame Street friendly. Right. And I think I pointed this out to you on our other webinar that we did. It's CHD software, click here dummy. Yep. So we wanted this to be absolutely as easy to use and remember for people on a daily, so they can be running and posting ads without a lot of problems. So we have a lot of clean interface stuff versus the standard .NET look, which is kind of like a Microsoft Excel spreadsheet. It's very hard to look at and organize things. Yep. So now that we're in the software, the first time that you guys log into the software, you're going to have no ads here. Do share screen.
Okay.
Do advanced, and then I'm going to do portion. Go to share. Okay, so now we should be back to where we were. So the software, the AdClimber software is very easy to work. We've broken it down into basically 3 steps for yourself on the posting. The first step is creating your adverts. You'll simply click create advert. You can go in and choose what you need. Once you make the advert, then we'll go into Campaign Manager, where we'll create a new campaign where you simply click this button.
That's good.
So when you click new campaign, you'll have a window come up and you'll be able to name your campaign and choose specific ads that you want to include in this. And then you'll choose your location. So we'll go into that next. But essentially we have create your advert, create your campaign, and click what campaign you want to post. And you're just basically going to select a campaign. Let's say Craigslist. We click start. We'll select our account we want to use.
Yep.
And it will begin running our advert here. Just to show everyone the ease of how quickly and easily of a process this is without too much overcomplicating of it.
Yeah, this is simple. It's simpler than paid ads, because with paid ads, you've got your campaigns, ad sets, and ads. But here, it looks like on your system, it's just a campaign and then the ads that are in it, and that's it. Correct? So there's like
exactly.
There's like 2 folders.
So,
okay, great.
So yeah, so boom, boom. 10 seconds, 15 seconds later, we got an ad published.
That's awesome.
Right now.
Wow, so we just saw
you
that
can see it says your campaign's done posting.
Okay.
So that is how quickly it can all work. Now let's go back to step 1.
That's great.
We're going to go to Advert Manager, and we're going to make our first advert on the system. Okay. So we click Create Advert.
Yep.
Let me pull this back in.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect.
We're going to go to Real Estate category, Housing Apartments for Rent.
Okay.
Click Continue.
Okay.
And proceed to fill in all of the required information, not just the green. The more information you include in your advert, the better ranking you're going to get and the more views you're going to get, because you're going to have more data for them to pull from when people are even searching for things. So if it's like a smoking availability, or if it's large dog breeds availability, you want to make sure to include all of that verbiage inside of your description of your ad when you're creating this advert.
Awesome.
So let's just do...
you want to do like brand... Yeah.
And let's do postal code. Where was I posting before? It was something in Ohio. So let's just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay.
Yep.
City. Let's do. Why don't we do Austin?
Yeah, I can tell you this too if you want to get more specific. Like you can do like 78735 if you'd like.
Sure.
And then
yeah.
we can,
so 78735.
And then you could do like
5.
Great apartment for
Austin,
rent.
Texas. Let's do the rent. Let's just do 2200.
Right.
The availability date is today, so people can move in. It's good to put in the square footage. Let's put in like 1400. Yeah. Something like that.
That makes sense.
2 bedroom.
2 bath. Yeah.
2 bathroom. Select the laundry.
In unit.
It's in the unit. Select the parking. Let's say it's a carport.
Mm-hmm.
We can add words for keyword optimization for like you could do lowest price apartments, apartments with pool view. Terms like that our system is going to optimize that text for you like an SEO coder would. So it's going to help your ads stay more relevant over the time period they're available.
So these are back end keywords that your system's tying in right there.
Yes, exactly.
Wow. Okay.
So
awesome.
Let's just do 1, 2, 3, and then
I feel like no one's gonna appreciate how easy this process is unless you've worked with like a poorer solution auto poster. Like just to do the back end keywords, guys. I had a code. My code was always incorrect. There's always something formatted wrong to get it inside of the back-end keywords and make it work. And Mark has like neatly and nicely positioned it in a box right under the title. So that's awesome. Do we have to separate them by comma or something?
Yeah. So like, let's just do
wow.
Austin condos, comma, rent free, no credit check.
Is there a maximum like back-end keywords we can use?
Well, you'll see sometimes when we're putting them in the ad or interjecting these, it can make your ad look wonky. So it's kind of like an artistic play.
Right.
This isn't a guaranteed thing you have to do to like make a difference.
Okay.
But it's going to help along the way. If we just do so like all today for exclusive rent offers and receive a dining certificate just for contacting us, period. Thanks.
Right.
Okay, we got to incentivize a little bit.
Right.
Now let's find some images that I can like upload here of something or other.
Okay.
Let me go into my downloads and just see what wonky stuff I got in here from stores or locations here.
And for all the
you know,
people, for the students watching, we're just going to let Mark run through the basic setup, and then obviously me and my company will help you optimize descriptions, put in disclaimers relevant to our business. Don't worry about that.
100%. Yeah. Pierre's ads are clean. All the text is clean. With our system and the randomizers built in, you don't really have to be worried about getting your ads flagged for duplicate content. If you're posting supercalifragilisticexpialidocious in every single one of your ads,
Right.
more than likely they'll start hinting in on that after a while. But in the front end, they probably won't catch on to much stuff.
Okay.
So let's just grab a graphic of a nice beach here, or like this private charter jet, because they can aspire to be on their own G6 one day. So let's go here, and now we can preview the picture we just sent. That's good to go. So that's saved. So now we've just created our first advert. So that first advert will be here at the bottom for me,
Right.
but it will be at the top for you.
Right.
Now, here's a little insider ad climber hack that maybe a lot of people don't realize, but we have a duplicate advert button over here.
Right.
So you can easily highlight an ad, click this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Now I've just made 5 ads I can post separately from themselves over a 30-minute interval each, and post 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ads over a 2.5-hour time period.
Wow.
And our system will help randomize it. So instead of you going in each time and building an ad, you can essentially make a template ad, then duplicate that 10 or 20 times, and then go in and salt and pepper each one with a different photo, with some different verbiage,
Right.
make it a little different, put some love into it.
Yep.
And now you've got 20 different ads that took you maybe a minute a piece to finalize with something instead of 5 hours of building.
Right.
Something Pierre and I might work on is making a mothership account of AdClimber where he can syndicate pre-written ads out to you guys.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't even have to do any of your ad building. We can just upload 40 or 50 ads directly into your AdClimber license when you get started. So that's something that is in the near future for both of us to work on.
Right.
So now that we have our ads built, let's go on to step number 2, campaign manager. Now we're going to go to create a new campaign, and we're going to give this campaign a name called Austin
Oak Hill
Blast.
or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, or Austin Oak Hill Blast. Monday,
Right.
Austin Oak Hill Blast. So
Right.
I recommend a lot of my car dealerships that use this and whatnot. Label your campaigns like Monday morning dash ads 1 through 17. Monday night ads 18 through 27. Tuesday morning. So you can have a campaign made for each morning and night that you just click post, walk away for 5 hours, come back at the end of the day, run it again at 7 or 8 o'clock at night, and get all those nighttime leads coming in as well.
Wow.
Okay? So you can make Austin Blast Monday morning, and then we would obviously say, like, in our list here, this would be ads 463 through 468. Okay, so now that our ads we select our ads now by just highlighting them. And now we're going to choose our location we want to post to on Craigslist.
Okay.
So I'm going to find Austin here.
Right. By the city. Okay.
Let's see if we're doing it like this. Yeah, Austin, Texas. So we have our location here.
Okay.
This scheduling is more for automotive dealers and their ad blocks. So you really don't need to use this for anything. You just need to pay attention to selecting your ads on adverts, select your location or locations on here. Now, I recommend just doing one location at a time, like per campaign, because you don't want to muck up your IP address. And if you're not used to doing this, you could, post, 10 ads in 2 cities that are on the other side of the country within a 10-minute window of itself, and, bring down a little bit of problems on yourself with flagging. Not getting blocked, but just getting flagged. So this is kind of flagging protocols that you want to avoid, is jumping around posting nationwide. Luckily, you guys aren't nationwide posters. You're posting in your backyards within your vicinity of your apartment rentals that you're doing.
Right.
So for now, we're just going to select Austin. And just for the heck of it, I'm going to go back here, and I'm only going to select 4 of these ads. And the reason is I'm going to do a rapid fire posting of all 4 of these ads to Craigslist instantly. And you can do this if you want to do what I call burst posting, BURST, burst posting. If you post less than 5 ads to Craigslist in 10 seconds, they don't care.
Oh, wow.
Sometimes they
I didn't
all
know
will
that.
stick. So if you go back in every hour and
Oh,
let's say throw 5 up like this, you can get away with that a lot of times in places. And now you have a larger chunk of ads that's taking a block of space up on Craigslist at one time.
that's cool, man. I thought I was a Craigslist master, but of course you're going to teach me something I've never actually looked into. That's great.
Yeah, so now now that we have our advert made, we have our campaign made, now we can just add our credentials to the software,
Okay.
okay? So you can add your settings credentials under Facebook Marketplace account,
Okay.
under campaign manager settings, and then advert manager settings. You can add your Craigslist accounts, as many as you want on this side to work through,
Got
and
it.
even your Craigslist payment card options if you want to run automatic paid postings with Craigslist.
Right.
So maybe you want to jump into another area and run an ad for something that you're doing that might just be a creative way of you advertising in your area with your apartments. Posting an ad for like, we're doing this in the services section
Right.
that has like a $5 paid ad, but you're going to get a lot more eyeballs on what you're doing by posting in different categories with your stuff, even though you want to stay in real estate 99.9% of the time. Okay.
I want to just, while we're on that
Go ahead.
note of the paid ads, okay, I haven't seen this feature in a lot of other softwares. So for you to be able to store that payment info neatly the way you do I think is really valuable because in some real estate markets, real estate that category in Craigslist, we've noticed sometimes you have to pay $5.
Yeah, New
It's not
York is one
common.
of them.
It's
There
right,
and you know
right,
what? Sooner or later,
right.
the time's a strike now because
Yeah,
within 5 to 10 years, which is a long way away in retrospect, but
yeah,
I look at things like half decade and decade advances in the stuff.
yeah,
Car dealerships, we used to post a 50 car inventory
yeah.
10 times a day
Right.
for a car dealership. We were posting 500 cars a day on Craigslist for free with hyperlinks. And all of a sudden, overnight, they went to $5 per car per
Right,
post.
right, right. But it's
Okay.
the thing I wanted to say is that brokers or agents that in the markets where you do have to pay $5, almost none of them out of in our research post anymore or very very few. So I think it could still be an opportunity for someone, let's say they're in New York and they're an apartment locator where the model's not really known anyways and the brokers that post for $5 each are almost non-existent. I think it could still be really valuable to have your system, auto take $5 per post for whatever budget they're comfortable with, and then now they're not worried about, they're not taking that extra time pulling out their cards and
Listen,
posting. So
this is
it could be
the
valuable.
best thing about a paid posting. Okay, it has to be when it comes from our system. It has to be removed by a real person at Craigslist,
Right.
a human being. Okay, it's under a review process. So the ability of getting your ad flagged on our system when it's paid is literally like a 0 percentile.
Right.
And when you're running a paid ad in, it's a guaranteed billboard for you for any time period. So you
Exactly.
don't have as much roller coaster up and down rides of flagging issues and things, which I'll keep in mind, our software is about 98% better than anything else out there when it comes to flagging. For some reason, real estate and our software is something that I can't even really explain that has to do with our API connection for automotive advertising posting. So let's go ahead and run this campaign.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now we're at the stage where we're going to run our campaign. Step 1 is done. We made our adverts in our advert manager by creating an advert through our advert window.
Okay.
Step 2 is creating a campaign, which we did. We created a new campaign. We named it. We selected the ads that we wanted.
Yep.
We selected the city that we wanted to post in.
Okay.
And we've saved our Craigslist account info in the software and our Facebook account info in the software.
Awesome.
So now we are ready to highlight this campaign, Austin Blast Monday Morning. Let's go ahead and select image randomizer on it to help take care of metadata, things like that. We can also add our description randomizer, which actually is so you're going to get blown away by this, Pierre, and everyone else, I'm sure, here. So our description randomizer, unlike everyone else that uses like different words in place, like scrambling and rewriting and things like that, right? Spinning.
Right.
Okay. Everything uses spinning. Peter, we use about 8 different fonts that are recognized by Craigslist.
Oh, wow.
So we'll change words of your original writing into different fonts as as the words are being written. So when Craigslist sees the HTML of it, now they see 13 variations of fonts inside of your same description you've written in the back of it. So at Times New Roman, Arial Helvetica, sans serif.
Oh, wow.
And it's this word's changed, that word's changed, okay? So now that we have this in place, let's go ahead and run this puppy. So I'm going to select the campaign, click start, and I'm going to select the account I want to use. And I'm going to put a 0-minute interval here. Okay. This is going to create the auto burst sequence I'm telling you about for 5 ads or less. And it's going to post them all back to back without even literally taking a breath. So don't blink.
Okay. All right, let's see it.
So, and I do have some red ads in my account because I'm posting ads for like mattresses in like states that are like 30, 300 miles, 1,000 miles away from me.
Yeah, that's much a complicated business compared to being an apartment locator.
Done. Oh, we're on to ad number 2.
Wow, so 0 means there's no rest. It just goes, it posts and posts and posts.
100%.
Wow. So
Correct.
thanks for teaching me about the under 5 ads you can burst post. I did not know that. That's awesome.
Yeah, so let's say someone can't leave their computer on, or they don't want to, or they're in a rush somewhere.
Right.
They can quickly go and fire them in and see what sticks to the wall.
Right.
And at that point, be on to the rest of their day.
Wow. Yeah, and locating is really not as complicated for posting, Mark, compared to what you're used to, like being a car dealer or a mattress, company. So yeah, I think you'd be surprised about how the few ads that it takes for a locator to be successful is massively lower than like a car dealer. So yeah.
And you guys just have way less competition with what you're doing. So I'm going to quickly just jump into a Craigslist window here, and we'll take a look at these ads. Just trying to remember my login data or see if I have it open on this other window here. The great thing too is your credentials are saved inside of the Ad Climber software. So if you ever have a problem, you can hit it. So just so everyone can see, we just posted 1, 2, 3, 4 ads, 5 ads technically during this call that we've been on. Yeah. And so far so good, right? So we've stuck them all waiting for them to hit, and we go into one of them here.
No, that's
and
great.
This could be multiple photos of what you have for the apartment.
Right, right. I see.
Call today, exclusive offers. You get the reply. We got our email listed. If you want to include your phone number as well, I didn't select to have that included in the advert.
Hey, Mark, question.
Go ahead.
What are your thoughts on putting in a link into this real estate apartment category description? Like, I know it's not clickable like a hyperlink, but do you think it would be okay for us to say like, hey, visit below, and then just put, like a basic like nal.com/get a rental?
Yeah, I think it would absolutely be okay, and it's okay until you might notice like you're getting flagged. I personally think if you write enough content that the density of the link is thrown off by the uniqueness of your content,
good answer.
Then it shouldn't be a problem, and the URL that you're sending is technically different on each property.
Right.
So
yes. Right.
That
right.
also is I think it's totally okay to do.
Okay. Great.
I would be doing that if you're not already tempting that sort of thing.
Yeah, because actually that's the way we teach it, because we're leveraging your software, but we like these leads to hit the sales funnel that we have pre-made for our students, because it's a sales funnel, so it's just good for lead gen. But yeah, that's cool. I just wanted to get your thoughts on that. So okay, cool. Thank you.
Yeah. So now if we look into this ad, we've made changes in the back end for the SEO of the ads, and also changing some font characteristics inside of this.
Wow.
And now we basically have our ads posted. So you can manipulate things too. So for instance, instead of saying Austin, Texas, you can actually edit the city box in the software in order to change that information to something that you want in particular. So let's just go down here. So for instance, you could have it, I believe, say like call now, might get rented today. Like that sort of
Wow.
information here. So you could have this say, first month free, or like whatever their offer is, right? Like
Oh,
this is a
okay.
call to action spot you can
Oh.
utilize.
Okay, so that's not going to throw off flagging in your experience. It's okay to do that. Just keep it short.
Dude, everything's okay to do until you get flagged on it multiple times.
Got it. Okay.
Okay. And another pro tip is if you're starting to see a higher flagging protocol when you're in your account, you're not going to get this with AdClimber. If you're driving the Ferrari we give you 80 miles an hour in a 60 versus 150 in a 60, then you won't have any problems. And previous softwares have probably tracked a lot of bad, toxic like behaviors on your account, because the way a lot of these .NET softwares run through your account and they interface with Craigslist lets them know that it's a bot like in 1 second.
Right. Okay.
Okay. So what you want to do is start increasing your green ad to flagged ad ratio. Okay. So if you have you want us on a brand new Craigslist account, let's say a new guy comes on, they set up a brand new account, I would recommend them to post 1 to 2 ads a day for the first 10 days.
Oh, great. That's what I say. Okay, cool.
1 to 2 ads a day for the first 10 days. Once after that, you can start posting 3 to 5 ads for maybe another 10 days.
Awesome.
And then after that, try 5 to 7 ads for the next 10 days. And after 30, and you have a bunch of green ads, and then you're going in and also renewing your ads.
Got it.
Inside. So they want to see you recycling your ads and stuff.
Okay.
So you can utilize this through the software, but our automation of this isn't good for the apartment rental criteria, because your guys' ads are more sharpshooter accuracy versus a car dealer needing to renew 50 ads in the next 20 minutes at 6 o'clock at night. So they get everybody coming home from work. Yeah. So you guys can easily go into your account and manually click renew on your ads. And then just go and repost new ones with Craigslist. So what you want to do is you'll have a Craigslist account with 50 or 60 ads in it. Okay. You'll have 20 or 30 that you can renew manually. And then you have AdClimber to easily try new experimentation and tricks and multi-posting ads to get more new content up as old ads are expiring away.
Got it. Yep. So we're thinking about the way we teach it, and this is through my experience. So I'm happy to be able to ask you stuff since you're the master at this, but we're teaching students 20 or 30 ads a day using AdClimber, and then just don't do any more per account or per proxy, right? That's
a completely fine number, and nationwide here, if you're seeing numbers like that working, I would say go to 40 or 50. You know what I mean? Literally, I would keep increasing it until you don't. I have clients that post 120 ads a day.
Wow. That's incredible. Okay.
Yeah, so it just depends on what area you're in for this. All the flagging algorithms are different, specific to different categories, specific to different cities on Craigslist. And it's all bot automated. Yeah. So you might be in a honey hole where oh my God, I can post 60 ads a day and nothing gets flagged. Why?
I see. So in the category or in the location, you're saying sometimes you can get away with posting more compared to New York or Kansas, like you're saying the flagging is gonna be different.
100%. It's just like one guy having 20 or 30 apartments for rent he has access to because of his geographic place versus another guy that has 10 or 12. They'll find that with the software, they'll hit a ceiling eventually, but they can keep trying to increase. But doing 20 or 30 ads a day, even if you put a $1 an ad to that number and you were doing 20 ads a day, that's $600 a month. That you would have to pay a virtual assistant $1 to manually post an ad.
Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah. Because a lot of students do ask us, they're like, hey, we see on Fiverr or Upwork, we can pay $2 a post for a green ad. And, I've always liked your software, but that's a good way to look at it. You're if you're doing 600 ads a month or more, then that's $1,200, compared to your AdClimber fee of
and you know what? Those ads, you don't own those ads either.
Right, because they're not on your account. Right,
they are not on your account. So this is just the biggest bait and switch that the Fiverr people have on just sucking poor people in that need ads posted. And it's we do this price and this price, and they send you a file, and it's wait, it got ghosted in 3 days. And
Right.
like, oh, we only said 48-hour period that the ad has to be live for.
Right.
You know,
Okay.
so yeah, that's just a nightmare, even outside of using some of these other softwares that are out there.
Right. And
So
what's funny is they're probably using your software anyways. You know what I'm saying? They're probably using
yeah, I mean, it's
AdClimber in the
you know,
first place.
realistically, if you look at what else is GUI wise out there,
Yeah.
let's do
Yeah.
a funny joke on this.
Right.
Craigslist
I
software, and
swear I've
let's go
tried like
to
10, Mark. It was
yeah.
crazy. And some of them were
Okay, this is
ridiculous.
a common one. This
Yep.
look right here. Choosing zip codes, what account you got to hook it. You have to hook in a VPN
Right.
or like proxies. You
Exactly.
know,
Yeah.
it's like it's such a nightmare on the whole process. That's what you're getting into in that line of site. Plus, you know, it's an easy, fun tool to work with. It's fun to test things. You're like, ooh, I'm going to post 30 ads today with this type of picture on it, or this incentive on it, or this language on it. So it's like doing split A/B testing
Right.
with AdClimber is very easy to do. So you're not just digging a hole in the wrong spot every day.
Right.
You know, you need to figure out what criteria sells to the people in your local area. That was all 3 steps. Yeah, I mean, that's as quick as it is. You know, you have step 1, create your ads. Step 2, create your campaign. Step 3, run your campaign.
That's awesome.
Back over to the account. I mean,
Oh, is that it? Can you hit refresh on that real quick?
oh yeah.
I just want this. Oh yeah, you hit refresh. Yeah, I just put you through the test. That's awesome, man. Because I've had other softwares where you post an ad in like 10 seconds, you're red, and that's just because they recognize you immediately as a bot. So that's really cool that you ran through these ads with us. It's been what, like probably 20, 30 minutes now. We see
Yeah,
that they're
they're
still
still
green.
stuck. So they should be popping up here pretty soon.
Yeah,
And yeah, and you
that's
know, in
cool, man.
hindsight to that,
You passed
hey,
the
if
test.
anyone needs, so just so you guys know, and I'll show you this because Pierre knows where I'm at. But let's do this. What is my IP address?
I don't know.
So everyone can see that I'm in Southern California, and I'm posting ads in Austin, Texas.
Yes.
California
This is good.
region, US, Cox Communications. Same stuff you guys are going to have IP-wise with your ISP provider. No need to buy a bunch of baloney proxies and all that stuff. Just run the software and don't be greedy, and you'll do fine. That's my recommendation.
That's awesome, Mark. I see that you've made a really awesome user-friendly tool, which is a Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace auto poster. I think you have only the critical features as options, like hey, auto delete, hey, auto renew, auto post. So you're keeping things really, really easy. You're removing any kind of code work, which my earlier students know. When we taught the CLA poster, there was tons and tons of code that they just had to go through before we found out about AdClimber and you, Mark. So thanks for making this tool. One last thing I'd like to say is that years ago, when I was a noob in this, I don't know, you probably don't remember, but I was just one of your customers, and we've never really we didn't really officially meet. But the way you explained AdClimber to me was really, really cool. And I try to explain that same analogy to my students. You said auto posting on Craigslist and Marketplace is sort of like climbing Mount Everest. You're like, the only things you can do or anyone can do is give you the right tools to climb the mountain successfully. We can give you advice. We can say, hey, go through this path. Here's a backpack. Here's some gloves. Here's this and that. But it's up to us at the end of the day, to reach the top of Mount Everest, right? So I think that AdClimber is the best tool in this analogy, to do the job. But it's really up to us to continue testing and continue, not being greedy, so that way our ads stay green and we're scaling our marketing organically this way, right? So
I mean, getting 20 or 30 billboards up a day on your local city on Craigslist, that's being viewed by thousands to hundreds of thousands of people.
Right.
Daily. So it comes down to your information that you're proposing to them that's going to hook, line, and sinker those people into call. It's that one-touch sell. So what's great is you have 30 billboards for $100 a month that you can put anything on those billboards that you want. And then you find what works. You go wide first, then you go deep. So you're like, oh, I'm noticing that these ads are getting more calls on these places. Let me dissect those ads and see what language is in here, that made those more clickable than these other ones. So that's how your people are going to sharpen their swords and have $10,000-$20,000 months.
Right, exactly. And then we can organize in separate new campaigns the way we see fit, right?
Yeah, and that's something that Pierre, you and I can come together on and make a Monday through a 7-day working campaign.
Okay.
We can design the ads and the campaigns, so your students would be able to just add their personal information into each ad.
Yeah.
And then essentially, so this is what I was explaining to you, Pierre, is the reference variable.
Okay.
So let's say we had, agent's phone, agent's city, agent's price, agent's this. So you can actually change these, and they would say like the city that they're in would change from Mission Viejo to Austin on all of their ads.
Oh, okay. City, state one, mission vehicle. Okay, I see. Zip one. So these are like kind of like short code snippets.
Right. So letting everyone know, I have about 300 mattress stores that use this software monthly.
Okay.
So they change prices from their distributor on what a king set costs. So if the king set changes to $385, they need to change 400 ads in their account from $379 to $385.
Oh.
How long did that take?
Right. So this is just a dynamic way to edit things at large scale. It'll change dynamically with these key and
Correct.
value.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like a high level person would put like a spot for verbs, right? So it's like, do you want to jump into a new condo today? You can change from jump to climb to, and other words that could apply in that verb spot. So you can manipulate your writing and see like what phrasing is developing like neurological linguistic patterning to the customer.
Okay, cool. Wow, city state. Wow.
But that's a whole other 3-hour video.
Yeah, right.
We'll do that one next time. So yeah, I'm going to let you go, Pierre. I think that's enough for today. We don't want to confuse everybody. And I hope I see a lot of you guys on the other side.
Thank you so much, Mark. I appreciate your time, and thanks for adding value.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.